As you can see, we're still here in Athens at the Big Red Schoolhouse, and Ginger has some big news.
I'm going back to school! So Jarhead came through the school last January of 2021 and did 5 weeks to become a certified RV technician. And we've been here since January of this year, and he's a TA, teacher's assistant here at the school, so I'm sitting around the house all day. So why not go back to school? It'll help us to have 2 techs in our business. So I'm doing the fundamentals, week 1 fundamentals class that just teaches you the basics. And I will be, at the end of the class, if I can pass that test, a registered RV technician.
That's right. And I've been here doing the TA thing for about 5 or 6 weeks now. Got a few more weeks to go. And she said I'm not allowed to come into the fundamentals class and give her a hard time. So we'll see how it goes. Should be fun.
If you need help with your RV, call me, Ginger, registered RV tech. Girl power!
Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Ellison.
And we're
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. That sounds like something you'd like? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys.
When I first decided that I wanted to do the RV tech course, I talked to the schoolhouse and they put me in touch with Laura, who is the student advisor. She was also his student advisor when he came through last January, and she told me what I needed to do and answered questions and told me about, the cost and everything. And one thing that I did hear, not from her but from somebody else, is that I'd have to take an entrance exam. They're just starting an entrance exam. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm out. I'm not going to do it because I cannot do math. I have a degree in special education, but I can't do math. So I was just going to forget about it. But then they sent me the requirements the next day, and if you have a college degree or I think a high school diploma, you don't have to do the entrance exam. So thankfully I got out of that. Yeah. And the next step was the enrollment. I was sent the enrollment paperwork electronically, had to read through it and sign it, and got that all done. And then I was given a tool sheet list. And so we're going to go over the tools that I'm required to have.
At least some of them, right?
Some of the tools that I'm required to have for the first week, the fundamentals week, which is the only week that I am going through.
And we're going to put links to all of the ones that we have purchased in the description below. So if you're interested in any of these things, check them out down there.
All right. The first thing that I need to have is a multimeter. Okay. What is that?
That's this guy right here.
Let me see. That's funny. It looks like it could be like a Walkman or a walkie-talkie. Oh, but look, it can pinch too. What does this do?
If you look around the edge here, it's got a bunch of symbols. Mm-hmm. All those symbols are some type of power. So what this does is, to make it super simple, you can see what kind of power and how much you have with this thing.
Okay.
Depending on where you have it set. You have volts and amps and ohms and hertz and a few other things on here that you're not necessarily going to use in this class, but you will definitely need to know your volts, amps, and ohms. Also, if you look on here, you have some symbols. Let me show it to you guys too. You have some symbols on here, right? Volts, amps, and ohms. The white squiggly symbol is 120 volt power. The yellow line with the dots under it, that's DC power. The difference between your 120 power and your DC power is 120 you'll get when you plug into an outlet at your house or in the RV, and the DC power is 12 volt power that comes from your batteries.
What's that little funny upside down horseshoe thing?
That's ohms.
That's ohms? I always thought that that's ohms.
No.
Because I could do that all day.
That might be what they call that too, but you're not going to do that to find out what kind of power or if you have an open circuit or whatever.
Shucks.
So that's your multimeter.
All right. The next thing is alligator clips.
These are your alligator clips right here, and all they are is a little pinch clip. Instead of these probes that are pointy, it's a little pinch clip there, so it acts as a second hand. If you plug that into your meter down here, then you could clip that off to a known ground somewhere, and then you could have your hands free to use your red lead to find your power.
Okay, this looks kind of familiar, like I might have seen something like this in high school.
I'm sure you did.
The next thing on the list is a GFCI tester.
That's this bad boy right here.
That's a little thingy that tests if your ground is working in your kitchen and your bathroom, right?
Yep.
You just plug that in and it tells you it's good? It'll
test your GFCIs too. Let me show these guys this bad boy. So this is the one we have, just a little Klein. Hopefully that shows up well for you guys. So yeah, all you'd have to do is plug this into an outlet, right? And then it has a scale, or if the lights are lit up on this side, and then what it means on this side. So if you plug this in and you get these two lights on, according to this bottom row, these two lights on but no red light, it's correct. It's working correctly.
All right. The next thing on the list is a manometer. What on earth is a manometer? And is there a womanometer that goes with it?
First of all, it's a manometer.
Manometer. Do, 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 do. Manometer. Do, 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 do. No?
I'm pretty sure I just wasted some money for this class, guys. You think she's going to clown school?
Well, so what is a manometer?
Did you have a honk honk horn too on your list? Honk, 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 for the jokes?
I think they left that off.
This is your manometer.
Do, 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 do.
All right, all it is a gauge right here, and then this rubbery hose that comes off of it, and you've got a little barb. What you're going to do is go around to whichever piece of equipment you're testing, and in the class you'll do it on a stove, and you're going to have a fitting there. You'll put this rubber piece around it, and then it'll give you a reading on your gas pressure, your
propane?
Pressure for your propane.
Sweet. Can you use that to tell if your propane tank is full or empty?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can use it to tell you if there's any in there.
Oh.
If it's zero, you may not have any in there, but
okay.
So no, it'll just tell you what the pressure is wherever you're trying to test it at.
Okay. The next thing is the manometer accessories.
This was a whole bunch of little fittings and a piece of hose. So this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pieces that you needed. That each one's listed separately on the tool list. But all this is we made a quick connect for the RVs to hook into the propane. Right, at most RVs nowadays come with a quick connect fitting. And then you've got the standard barbecue style gas hose, and then on this end we have a T-fitting, a barb here to plug our manometer into.
Manometer.
And then a quarter turn ball valve, and that's just to release some pressure so you can get your manometer down to a certain amount, so you can watch and see if it's going to hold pressure for you.
Okay.
But that's all that is.
That's awesome. And the last thing on the list is a 9-in-1 screwdriver.
All right, this is what we'll call a 9-in-1, I guess. All it is a screwdriver that you can basically change the bits on. Some of them will pull out and change over, and then these bits will pull out and change over too. So they're a 4-in-1 or a 5-in-1 or a 9-in-1. Mine happens to have the handle that opens, has a bunch of bits in the bottom there also, and then this one is an extension, so you could put this one if you had to go a little bit farther where you couldn't reach. You could put this extension in there and then your bit on, and you could go in there a little bit farther to get to whatever you're trying to get to.
Okay, that's awesome. Saves you from having to have a bunch of little ones and fumbling all around for them. During this week of fundamentals, I'll be learning about AC and DC electrical and RV refrigeration, RV air conditioning, water heaters, and furnaces.
That's right. You'll get the basics of all of it. Absolutely.
That's awesome. So what's my normal day going to look like in class? What am I going to do?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you'll have classroom lecture by Todd Henson. He's the one that teaches fundamentals. Really good instructor. He keeps you involved and wanting to learn. And a lot of this stuff is kind of dry at times. So that's all before lunch. Normally you break for lunch around noon. Come back about 1:30, and then on Monday and Tuesday there's 6 labs set up. You'll get to do 3 of them on Monday, 3 of them on Tuesday, and then Wednesday they'll change the labs up to a different set of 6. Wednesday you'll do 3 new labs, Thursday you'll do 3 new labs, and then Friday is the culmination. You'll have a final test and all that stuff, and then you'll be done. And then when you go on to the test on Saturday,
Oh boy.
they're going to come in, you're going to take a test, you're going to cover it, then you're going to take the actual written test, and then you'll graduate.
You hope so.
I do.
When I'm finished with the class, if I pass the test and all, I will be a registered RV technician. That's the 1-week class. If I wanted to go on to be a certified RV technician, there's 4 more weeks of classes that go more in depth over the systems that we talked about and the exteriors. I'm not doing that because I've already got him, and so I'm just doing this to give me some basic knowledge and to be more helpful in the business. And I'm really excited about it. If I were to try and do things on my own as a registered technician, what would I be able to do?
A lot of the maintenance side of stuff, normally you'd be able to maintenance water heaters, furnaces, refrigerators, all that stuff that you just mentioned, no problem. And then you know, on your own you could dive in as far as you feel you know, comfortable with the information and how much you actually learn your meters and all these things that you're going to be taught in the fundamentals class. But they always say, or they say down here, it's like drinking from a fire hose. So all the information you're going to get is coming out of a hose about this big around, guys. So, but by about Wednesday, it starts clicking in, and people start, oh, I get it. Okay, now I know why you said this, or now I understand that, or whatever the case is. So, should be good. You should be fine. Don't worry about it.
So I'm starting school this Monday. This video is coming out this Sunday night. So the next day I will be getting up bright and early to go to the class. And then if I make it all the way through and pass, next Sunday night you will see the update on how Ginger did going back to school. So be sure and hit that little notification bell so that you will see that video. What do you think, girls? You in with me? You gonna be RV techs, lady techs?
There's a few of you. There's a few of them out there already. I'm telling you.
Yep.
They're just as good as the guys, for the most part here. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to one of them here. Her name's Christine, and she's working here with Scott. And they call her Crash, but I won't get into that. But she's kind of like, I was talking to her when she first got here and about being a lady tech, and she's was kind of partly behind me taking this class.
Well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. We'll see you next time on Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Bye, guys.
This time the blinking light is on.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't on?
I don't think it was on.
Scott, oh no. Oh no.